So hi guys, welcome back. So this time we're going to estimate the materials for roofing works, or it is what we call the Tinsmithry. So what are the materials? So we have the corrugated GI sheet, we have the accessories, next we have the roof connectors, and we have the 2x2 wire screen, the roof insulation, the elastometric sealant, and the gutter straps. Okay, so we will be going with that items one by one later. So let's start with corrugated GI sheet. So if you're not quite familiar with this material is quite famous here in Baguio City. It is being oftenly used, no? As a material, housing material here in Baguio City. This is what we call the yero. Okay? So, sikat to sa tinatawag na yero. So, we have a commercial width, which is 0.8 meters. And we have a commercial length of 6 feet, 7 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet, and 12 feet. Okay? If you do not want the corrugated, or yung umaalon na yero, you can simply use the plain GI sheet. The plain GI sheet is 3 feet by 8 feet, or it is simply 0.9 meters by 2.4 meters. Okay? Now, in estimating for roofing, for GI sheets, we need to consider two factors. First, we need to consider the side lap. Ano ba yung tinatawag nating side lap? Okay? Yan yung pag-overlap ng dalawang GI sheet na magkatabi. Okay? Because if you are not going, if you're not letting your material to overlap on one another, ang tendency niyan, pag pinagtabi mo yan at umulan, tutulo. That's why we need to have an overlap, which is side lap for this case, para pag umulan, walang tagas. Okay? The next one is the end lap. Okay? The same analysis. If this is the end of one GI sheet, this is the end of another GI sheet, pag pagtatabihin mo lang yan, pag umulan, tutulo yan. That's why you need to place one on top of the other. Okay? And that is what we call the end lap. So for the side lap, we will be using two values. If it's either 1.5 corrugated effective width, or we're going to use the 2.5 corrugated side lap. Okay, 1.5 corrugated side lap, 2.5 corrugated side lap. If we're going to use the 1.5 inch corrugated side lap, therefore the effective width is 0.7 meters. Take note that the commercial width is 0.8, pero pag ginamit natin is 1.5, ang magiging effective niya is 0.7 meters. If it is 2.5 inch, therefore the effective width is 0.6 meters. Likewise, with end lap, for the end lap, if we're going to use 0.25 meters or 10 inch, or is it 35 meters, which is also equivalent to 14 inch. Those are the factors that we need to consider. From our example in the class, if you can recall, we had a lean-to type roof which has a dimension of 10.5 meters by 10.56 meters. Okay, so this time we're going to count how many GI sheets are we going to use for this specific dimension. Okay, so number one, let's count how many GI sheet will be fitted on one layer. Okay, so ilan yung magkakasyang GI sheet sa isang layer. So we know that it is 10.5. Okay, so number of sheet per layer. So that would be, we have the dimension of 10.5 divided by the commercial length, or no, it's not a commercial length. It is either we're going to use the 1.5 corrugated, or it is the 2.5, no? So for our case, to be more economical, we will be using 1.5. So using 1.5 corrugation, we have 10.5 meter divided by the effective width of 0.7. So divided by 0.7 meters. And that is equivalent to 15 pieces. 15 pieces. Okay? So we're going to use 15 pieces. Now the next question is, how many layers are we going to use? How many layers are we going to use? So what do I mean when I say that, no? Take note, this is the cross-sectional view. This is the side view rather. Ito. Okay? So we have a length of 10.57. So what do I mean with that? Okay? So imagine that is 10.57. Okay? So that is 10.57 meters. Gaano karaming yero or GI sheet ang pagpapatong-patungin natin na magkakasya or na mako-cover yung buong space or yung buong length na 10.56 meters. Okay? So 10.57 56 meters. No. This is not 10.57. That is 10.56 meters. If we're going to convert it, 10.56 shift convert, we have 34.65 feet. So that is 34.65 feet. Okay? And how many end lap are we having? We are having 1, 2. So we're having 2 end laps. Okay? Now again, to be economical, I am going to use 10 inch rather than 14 inch. Now to get the length, length total is equivalent to 34.65 feet plus 2 laps, 2 end laps. So 2 times 10 inch is 2. 12 inch is 1 feet, 1 foot. So the total length is equivalent to 34.65 plus 2 of 10 divided by 12. And that is 36.32 feet. Now going back to our commercial length, we have 12. Okay? So let's try 12. So we have 12 feet plus 12 feet plus 12 feet. And that is 36 feet. But we have an excess of 0.32 feet. Okay? I repeat, we have 12 feet plus 12 feet plus 12 feet plus that is equivalent to 36 feet. So we have an excess, or we are lacking 0.32. What should we do? I suggest do not drop the 0.32. Rather, extend the length of your corrugated GI sheet. Okay? So in this case, we cannot use 3 pieces. So let's try to combine another commercial length. Okay? So for this time, let's say I'll be using 10. That 10 plus 10 plus 10. So that's 30. And more or less from our first computation, 36.32, we need an excess of at least, let's say 2 feet, no? To be safe. So, or we can use the 9, no? But to be safe, let's try 10. Let's try 8. Or we can use 7 actually, no? But let's try 8 because we will still be having end laps. Okay? So, plus 8. So, that is 38 feet. So, if I am to redraw my free body diagram, I will be having 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on this case, we will be having 3 end laps. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So to determine the length total is equivalent to 34.65. So 34.65 feet plus 3 end laps. And take note, we're using the 10-inch. Okay? So we have 10-inch divided by 12-inch to convert it in feet. So we have 34.65 plus 3 times 10 divided by 12. And that is 37.15 feet. Okay? Therefore, our assumption is correct. Okay? So take note, per layer, we are using 15 pieces. Okay? So 15 pieces times how many layers of 10 feet we have? 10 feet. Therefore, we have 45 pieces. Next, we have the 8 feet, which is also 15 pieces per layer. So 15 pieces times 8 feet, and that is 15 pieces. Okay? So for summary, I am going to order 45 pieces. 45 pieces of gauge 26 corrugated GI sheet by 10 feet and 15 pieces of gauge 26 corrugated GI sheet by 8 feet. Okay? Just a quick reminder, no, that your end lap should be placed on top of a purlin. So that is to fasten, and that is for fasten purposes and safety purposes na din. Dapat nandun siya sa purlin para mas madaling i-fasten and i-seal. Okay? So what if hindi siya, it is not a lean-to type roof, or it is a combination of different slopes. Like for example, you have a hip roof, no? Wherein you have 4 sloping sides. If that is the case, by the way, you have here your ridge roll, ridge roll, ridge roll, ridge roll, ridge roll. You have here your gutter. Okay? So the first thing you need to do is to convert it into a gable roof. Okay? So from 4 sides, you are now converting it to 2 sides. Okay? And this is how it would look like on a top view. Okay? So this is the flow of water. So yeah, we're converting it to a gable type of roof. So magiging dalawang side na lang siya. So from there, we can proceed with the same procedure as to the lean type 2 roof. Okay? So paano ba i-convert yan? So we have, pwede nating hatiin. Pwede rin nating hatiin tong side na to. Okay? So, ibis na it is leaning on this side, the flow of water is to that side. Pag hinati natin yan, magiging pababa na rin siya doon. Okay? That is just the same. So, magiging 2 sides na siya. Then, the next procedure is compute for the number of sheets. After computing for the number of sheets, increase it by 2 to 3% or at least add 1 sheet for cutting allowance. Okay? Yung cutting allowance na yan, kasi alam naman natin, ito, dito sa side na yan. Diyan tayo magkakaroon ng excess or lacking for the cutting. Okay? So we have here another type of roof. If it is a combined roof like this, so you have here a gutter, you have here another gutter. So the flow of water here is downwards toward left, we have a ridge roll, we have a valley roll, pababa, okay, pababa siya. Pag ganito ang itsura ng valley roll. For the ridge roll, opposite, okay? So this is your ridge roll, and this is your valley roll, okay? So for that, what you need to do is to separate it. Paghiwalay nyo itong dalawang side na to, you have here the left side, you have the right side. Then, same procedure, convert it to gable roof. Gagawin nyo rin siyang two sides. Two sides lang, para mas madali. Then, apply allowance for each gable. So, magiging itsura niyan ay ganito. Okay? So, pinaghiwalay na natin siya. Yan, pinaghiwalay na natin siya. Pinaghiwalay na natin. Then, from that, get the median. Okay, hinati rin natin to. Ginawa nating two sides. Get the median distance. Then, that would be your length. Then, for this case naman, get the median distance, which is y. And that would be the length of your GI sheet. Then, you can now compute for the number of GI sheets. And from there, we're going to add 2 to 3% or at least one sheet for cutting allowance. Okay? So, for other roof sheet type, determine the effective width. Alamin yung effective width. Parang yung ginawa natin sa first procedure, inalam natin yung effective width. Then, determine the commercial length and apply end lap. Then, convert it to the simplest form possible. Then from there, we can proceed with our estimation. Like for example, we have here the collar bound trim deck height 10. Okay, so the technical data, the steel base thickness is 0.40 mm. If it is going to be coated, then the thickness is 0.46 mm. And it has a weight per unit area of 4.28 kilograms per square meter. Per unit length, 3.26 kilogram per square meter. Then the normal width is 0.83. And the effective coverage is 0.76, of course, because there will be overlapping. And the available is up to 15 meters depending on the manufacturer. So if you want to have a longer length, then it will be a special order. So ito yung itsura niyan. Yung collar bound trim deck height 10. Okay? I think you're familiar with this kasi pag nadadaan tayo sa mga naka-display sa Marcos or even sa Cannon Road, kung saan naka-display yung mga roofing sheets, yan, makikita natin ito nga doon. And we have also the polycarbonate plastic roof. Ito yung parang transparent, pero hindi siya transparent kasi hindi mo makikita yung other side, yung malabong type. Okay? So that is a polycarbonate plastic roof.